Rick Strickland with ForMoreTime.net. Wanted to talk to you about 3 reasons why Ohio State deserves to be in the first ever college playoff. My number 1 reason would be we have one of the best coaches in college football in Urban Meyer, who has a proven track record with 2 national championships with the Florida Gators. No offense to Florida Gators, but he left that school for a reason, because he knew what Ohio State had, and he knew that he can get the talent that he needed in Ohio State to win a championship. My number 2 reason would be that Ohio State has a good track record. Look at the past 2 seasons. They came off a season where they did not lose, a 12-0 season. Unfortunately, they ran into a couple of teams. They had a couple bad games that at the wrong time that cost them a chance to play for the national championship. But what do you expect? Complacency can set in with anybody. And as it stands now, it nearly set in the other night against a team like Penn State. And I know everybody's looking at it now, Ohio State, and they're believing that Ohio State's out of the picture right now. Well, anything can happen. We still got games left. And all the teams that are ranked above Ohio State right now doesn't exactly mean that they're better than Ohio State. It's all about perception. And the perception now is that the Big Ten is so bad that Ohio State only has 1 game that they can use as part of the resume to state a claim in the national championship game in the first ever college playoff. But that team would be Michigan State. But see, Michigan State is a team that's playing very well right now. And I take nothing from them. But I believe that they're going to face a very hungry Ohio State team in East Lansing come November 8th or 9th. I believe one of those dates. But come that date, they're going to face a very hungry Ohio State team, pretty much the way they were when they faced Ohio State and beat Ohio State last year. Now, my 3rd reason would be that all of the teams that are ranked above Ohio State right now really can be beaten by this Ohio State team that you're watching right now. I know you look at them, they have a redshirt freshman playing as a quarterback. So I know you might look at them and say to yourself that this team is very vulnerable with this rookie quarterback. But he has played quite well. I know he's made mistakes, and he went into a very hostile environment in Penn State, and he faced a very hungry team looking to prove something. And don't look at me like you've never seen teams or even good teams nearly go down to bad competition. Now look, I can remember the days when I went on the basketball court, and I felt that I was pretty good. And if I played with people who could not play basketball or was not as good as I was, I played down to that level of competition, especially when I let complacency set in, which happens with a lot of teams out there. A lot of good teams can put themselves in a vulnerable state if they take a team lightly and go into a challenge with the mindset that I already have this. This is already my victory before actually getting the victory. And I believe that's the same thing that happened to Ohio State on Saturday. They went into Penn State Stadium believing that they already had it, looking ahead to Michigan State, even though they got Illinois, which is probably going to be a tough game because Illinois just beat Minnesota the other night, which I never would have thought would have happened. But they did. So it just goes to show you that anything can happen on any given night. So those of you who believe that Ohio State don't deserve to be there, I'm telling you that Ohio State deserves, just like any of those teams ranked in the top 4 right now, to be there. All of the college football teams that are playing right now are vulnerable. I haven't seen any team right now that hasn't struggled with lesser teams. Even Alabama, even Auburn, even Mississippi State and Ole Miss, they all struggle. Ole Miss just was defeated by LSU, and LSU been struggling all year. So what do you say about that? I will tell you this. There's a lot of love for the SEC right now, and it's understandable. But I'm here to tell you, I see a lot of teams that are flying in on this cloud of hype that are going to find themselves losing to teams that no one expected them to lose to. But I'm going to bank and keep my money on my team, Ohio State, because I know Ohio State can do it. And before you know it, you'll see Ohio State holding up that trophy. And you have a good